Ethiopia, often called the cradle of humanity, is one of Africa's oldest and most storied nations. Its history stretches back thousands of years, with ancient kingdoms like Aksum leaving their mark on world civilization. From the highlands surrounding Addis Ababa to the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela, Ethiopia's landscapes are as diverse as its people. Bustling markets, ancient traditions, and more than 80 ethnic groups create a vibrant cultural tapestry. But what would Ethiopia look like without its largest region, Oromia, a land at the heart of its geography and identity? This is a thought experiment, not politics, an exploration of what makes Ethiopia whole. In this video, we'll journey through Ethiopia's geography, population, economy, culture, and social bonds to discover why Oromia is central to the nation's survival and spirit. Oromia is Ethiopia's largest region, stretching across more than 353,000 square kilometers, about one-third of the country. Its vast territory covers highlands, lowlands, fertile valleys, and sweeping savannas. The region's climate is just as diverse, ranging from cool, rainy highlands to warm, dry lowlands. This variety supports rich agriculture and unique ecosystems. Oromia surrounds Addis Ababa, Ethiopia's capital, placing the city at the region's center. This makes Addis Ababa not only the political heart, but also a crossroads for people and goods. The city's location within Oromia means that all major roads, railways, and air routes radiate outward, connecting every corner of the country through this region. If Oromia were removed, Addis Ababa would become an isolated enclave, like an island surrounded by other regions, cut off from direct access to the rest of Ethiopia. Travel between the north, like Tigray and Amhara, and the south, such as Sidama or southern nations, would be severely disrupted. Highways and railways would have to detour or cross new borders. Major highways, railways, and trade routes that once passed smoothly through Oromia would be broken, making national unity and economic integration much harder. In short, Ethiopia without Oromia would be geographically fragmented, with its capital and regions disconnected, making unity and progress far more difficult. Ethiopia is a nation of over 120 million people, home to more than 80 distinct ethnic groups. The Oromo are the largest, numbering over 40 million. But Ethiopia's diversity also includes the Amhara, Somali, Tigray, Sidama, Garaj, and many others. In bustling markets and rural villages, you'll find people speaking dozens of languages, practicing unique traditions, and sharing a vibrant daily life. The Oromo people are not only the largest group, but also a cultural bridge, connecting regions through language, trade, and shared customs. Without Oromia, Ethiopia would lose nearly one-third of its population, over 40 million people. This would be one of the largest demographic shifts in Africa's history. Afan Oromo, one of the most widely spoken languages in Ethiopia, would vanish as a national connector. Millions who rely on it for education, business, and daily life would lose a vital part of their identity. The loss of Oromia would also disrupt the delicate balance among Ethiopia's communities, affecting political representation and national unity. Stories, music, and traditions that cross ethnic lines would fade, making the country less cohesive and more divided. In short, Ethiopia's strength comes from its people, diverse, interconnected, and resilient. Without Oromia, that strength would be deeply diminished. Oromia is often called the economic backbone of Ethiopia, contributing significantly to the nation's GDP and employment. The region is famous for its coffee, Ethiopia's top export. Over 60% of the country's coffee is grown in Oromia, supporting millions of farmers and fueling international trade. Oromia's fertile lands also produce wheat, barley, maize, teff, and oilseeds, making it the breadbasket of Ethiopia. Livestock farming is another pillar. Oromia has the largest population of cattle, goats, and sheep in the country, providing meat, milk, hides, and employment. The region is also home to key industries, textiles, food processing, and manufacturing, centered in cities like Adama and Jimma. Major trade routes, highways, and railways pass through Oromia, connecting Addis Ababa to ports in Djibouti, and linking the north, south, east, and west. Without Oromia, Ethiopia would lose more than a third of its agricultural output, most of its coffee exports, and a vital share of livestock and industry. Animated graphs show a sharp drop in GDP, exports, and employment, while Addis Ababa's access to trade routes would be severely restricted. The country would become more dependent on fewer regions, increasing vulnerability to economic shocks and reducing national resilience. Oromia is a cultural powerhouse where tradition and creativity thrive side by side. From ancient rituals to modern art, Oromo culture shapes Ethiopia's identity in countless ways. The Gada system, a unique democratic governance tradition, is recognized by UNESCO for its wisdom and inclusivity. Elders gather under sycamore trees to make decisions that guide the community. The Aricha festival, held at the end of the rainy season, brings millions together in joyful thanksgiving. People dress in white, carry green grass, and sing traditional songs by the water. Music and dance are at the heart of Oromo life. The Shagoyi dance, with its rhythmic steps and colorful costumes, is performed at weddings and community gatherings. Oromo artists create vibrant textiles, beadwork, and pottery. The woya, a traditional shawl, and intricately patterned dresses are symbols of pride and identity. Storytelling, poetry, and songs in Afan Oromo pass down history and values from one generation to the next, connecting families and communities across Ethiopia. Without Oromia, Ethiopia would lose a central part of its cultural heritage. The festivals, music, and art that unite different ethnic groups would fade, and the nation's diversity and identity would weaken. As we reflect on Ethiopia without Oromia, the picture becomes clear. The nation would face fragmented geography, an isolated capital, and disrupted connections between its regions. The loss of over 40 million Oromo people would shift the country's demographic balance, erasing a vital language and culture that connects millions. Economically, Ethiopia would lose its backbone: coffee, agriculture, livestock, and trade routes that fuel the nation's growth. Culturally, Ethiopia would lose vibrant traditions, music, festivals, and the unique heritage that unites its people. The nation's diversity and unity would be weakened, making Ethiopia more vulnerable, politically, socially, and strategically. This thought experiment reveals a simple truth. Ethiopia's strength lies in its unity, its diversity, and the bonds that connect every region, especially Oromia, the central pillar. Let's celebrate Ethiopia's interconnectedness and the vital role each region plays. Only together can the nation thrive. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and comment your thoughts. How do you think Ethiopia's future depends on unity and inclusion?